Hi, I am Addy from Recap-Kun Recap. This is my recap for the anime, B-Tomb. If you like my recaps, please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. The story begins within a VR game simulation. Our hero's team is hunting down members of another team, and one of them is giving them a tough time. They use sonar detection to locate him but mistakenly kill some civilians in the process. Luckily, they spot the guy once again and start chasing him, but he manages to trick them once more. This isn't a problem though, as our hero is on a rooftop and spots the enemy in the distance. He throws a smoke grenade at him, causing the guy to run in the opposite direction. The enemy tries to hide in a nearby building but ends up in a dead end. Soon, the smoke also enters the building after him, and he starts thinking of a way out of this mess. Our MC takes this opportunity and bursts into the building, pinning down the enemy. His team members look in amazement and can't stop praising his skills. Our hero eventually leaves the guy with a bomb, and as he walks out of the building, the last enemy also meets his demise. We then see the guy behind the console, Sakamoto, stating that he is unbeatable, and there is no one in the whole of Japan to match his skills. This guy has single-handedly pushed his team to 10th place in the international rankings. Sakamoto thinks that they should start playing with stronger opponents outside of Japan, or his rank won't increase. Sometime later, he receives a challenge from a team ranking 2nd worldwide. His team members get excited about this new challenge as they can improve their ranking and skills through this opportunity. Sakamoto accepts the challenge and states that the game is called B-Tomb. The game has sold over 3 million copies worldwide and has some unusual rules. In this game, players are allowed to use only 8 types of bombs and use sonar to find the location of enemies while keeping themselves out of sight. Sakamoto is sure that soon his team will be at number 1. He explains that he is 22 years old and still unemployed. He does nothing more than sit around and play B-Tomb. He even has a wife in this virtual reality, and even though he is a loser in the real world, in B-Tomb, he is a god. Things quickly gets bad for him when sometime later, Sakamoto opens his eyes and finds himself in a jungle. His whole body hurts, and he realizes he is dangling from a tree with his parachute stuck in it. He shouts for help, but since no one comes to help him, Sakamoto himself gets out of the parachute and falls to the ground. He doesn't remember what happened to him or how he got there. The last thing he remembers was playing B-Tomb in his room. His head is hurting like hell, and he realizes that he is bleeding. As if that wasn't bad enough, Sakamoto finds a strange glass-like object embedded in his hand too. He touches the strange object and finds it doesn't hurt at all. Sakamoto then finds a bag containing his wallet, clothes, and some food. Afterwards, he continues his journey through the dense forest and finds strange bugs all around him. In fear, as he begins to run, he falls and finds himself in front of an ocean. It turns out Sakamoto is on a remote island and begins to shout for help. A flashback of memory surges through his mind. Sakamoto remembers his mom had applied for a job for him, and upon learning this, he shouted at her. He then got out of a store and 2 guys approached him. When he forces himself to remember more about the past, his head begins to hurt. As it's getting dark, Sakamoto fears for his survival since he has already eaten the lunch he found in the bag. He searches for more food in the bag and comes across a pouch. He begins inspecting it and notices 8 boxes within the pouch. Sakamoto takes out one of the strange boxes and accidentally turns it on. As the countdown begins, Sakamoto starts to feel something is not right. Luckily, he throws the box before the countdown ends, and a huge blast occurs. He realizes that the strange boxes are bombs and wonders why someone would put them in his bag. He wants to do nothing with the bombs, and when he is about to leave, Sakamoto spots someone at a distance. He waves his hands to get the man's attention, who turns out to be his enemy. The guy throws a bomb at him, which lands right in front of him. Luckily, Sakamoto survives the first blast and understands that this is exactly like the game, but this time it's for real. However, he has no intention of killing someone and grabs the pouch and runs from there. His enemy keeps throwing bombs at him, but Sakamoto manages to escape from there. Just when he thought he lost the guy, suddenly another explosion occurs, and Sakamoto realizes that he has been found. He is concerned that if he throws a bomb at his enemy, then he might die. However, with no options left, Sakamoto throws a bomb which doesn't explode. It turns out he has forgotten to press the button before throwing the bomb. He tries once again, this time pressing the button and throwing the bomb at the guy, which delays due to a countdown, and the guy survives once again. His enemy begins to mock him, stating that he doesn't know how to use a bomb, and Sakamoto decides it's best to leave as the guy comes after him. After some time, Sakamoto corners the guy and threatens him with a bomb. He begins to question his whereabouts and why he wants to kill him. The guy laughs as he states that he won't tell him a thing before he dies. He then throws another bomb at the useless loser, which missed him by only a few inches. Sakamoto falls to the ground but continues running as the guy chases after him. However, he decides that he has had enough and surrenders to the guy, which turns out to be a bad idea, and a bomb welcomes him with open arms. He falls on the grass nearby as the guy keeps searching for him. Sakamoto wonders if he's going to die there, and just then the glass on his hand lights up. He realizes that the glass thing on his hand is just like a sonar detector he used in the B-Tomb game. His enemy is also using it to find Sakamoto's location, making his hiding pointless. He takes out a bomb and understands that his enemy is using a type of bomb called Cracker, which explodes on impact, and his bombs have a timer that explodes once the timer reaches 0. The guy starts calling him out as he's not able to find Sakamoto's location. He continues to throw bombs at random locations, but so far, Sakamoto managed to survive and stay hidden. He reminds himself that he's an ace player of the team that ranks number 10 in the world. The guy begins to lose his temper and starts calling him a coward and all sorts of weird and stupid names. However, Sakamoto keeps himself calm and stays put in this situation. The guy has had enough and decides to blast everything in front of him, which can also kill Sakamoto. He takes out the bombs and prepares to throw them in both directions. Just then, Sakamoto gets out of hiding and jumps into the water. The guy knows that Sakamoto can't stay underwater forever and waits patiently on a cliff for him to come out for air. Meanwhile, Sakamoto is underwater and counting, and just then the guy realizes the bomb beneath him, but it was too late. Sakamoto, before jumping into the water, had thrown a bomb, and just like that, a huge explosion occurred. By being underwater, Sakamoto was able to survive the blast and the debris but feels sorry for the guy whose body has been torn into pieces. He comes out of the water and begins to vomit, as he has never seen anything like this in real life. He then calms himself, reminding himself that he had no other choice. If he hadn't killed the guy, then the guy would have surely killed him. He notices a bag left behind by the guy containing bombs, and to survive on the island, he takes it with him. The next day, Sakamoto wakes up and finds himself hungry, as he has already eaten all the food yesterday. He keeps traveling in search of food and comes across a girl taking a bath in a nearby pond. Being a man, Sakamoto can't stop staring at her from a distance, but is unsatisfied and wants more. He's lost in her beauty so much so that, without knowing it, he gets into the water to talk to the girl. However, his actions startle the girl as she begins to back up in fear, and this is where this episode ends. Thanks for watching this anime recap. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more anime recaps like this. I will see you in the next video.